Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back to the Toy Box. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're having a great Pokemon day filled with lots of Pokemon. Today we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time, and that's look at Nendoroid figures. This time I have the Marnie figure. For those of you who don't know her, she is from Pokemon Sword and Shield. She is one of my favorite characters in the game, and I think she has a pretty good battle theme. So first, I will show you the packaging that the figure comes in. Then, I will show you all the individual pieces that we get. And lastly, we will look at some poses. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're going to start things off by looking at some packaging. So first, we have the front of the package. We have the window that you can see the figure through. We have a picture, we have the name, and we have a warning up here. So just remember that this figure is not really for children, for little kids, because there are small parts, and then there are also sharp points. So they recommend 12 years old over here. So we can look at the top of the box. You could see a pose. They also have a pose on the bottom of the box. Looks like she's throwing a Pokeball. And then we also have the sides of the boxes, which also has more poses. Here's the other side. And then we get to the back. So in the back, we have a few things. We have a quote up here. We have another pose right here. And then we also have the list of what comes with the figure. So let's take a look at that, because that is important. We get the body, 3 face plates, 2 shoulders, 6 arms, 7 hands, 3 legs, and 1 hairpiece. We also get a Morpeko figure, the full belly mode, and a Pokemon Center exclusive Morpeko, which is the Hangry mode. So I guess if you get a future release of this Nendoroid, or any release that's not given by Pokemon Center, you probably won't get the Hangry mode. And we also get a Dusk Ball, we get a skirt for the pitching pose, and 1 base with stand. So there's a lot of stuff that comes with this figure. That's why the list is important, because you want to make sure you get everything. So let's go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you what you get inside. Okay, so first of all, we get this list of instructions here. So they have other languages on the back here. Whoops, it got away from me. So we have other languages in the back, but I'm going to be focusing on the English because I only know English. And then we also get, here is how all the figure is packaged. So we have everything that we could see through the window. We have the figure, the Morpeko, the face plates, and I want to note also on the side, we also get this bag, which I believe contains the Morpeko figure. And we also get all the arms in this bag on the bottom. So, one piece of advice that I would give you all is to take a picture of this before you unpack everything. I like to keep the boxes for my Nendoroid figures and use them to store the figures whenever they're not on display. So even though this looks very simple, take it from me that you can run into problems when repackaging them back up. And this is especially true when you have figures with very similarly sized pieces. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'm going to take a picture of this for myself, and then I will go ahead and unpack the figure so we can look at all the individual pieces. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is show you all the pieces that came with this figure. So first, we'll start off with Marnie. So this is how the figure looks. I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you can see the back. And now I'll go ahead and take the figure apart so that way you can see all the pieces that are involved. So first, starting with the head, we have the pigtails in the back, and they come apart just like this. So you can put them back in like that and take them apart. Take the other one. So there we go. So now you can see I'll turn it like this so you can see the two holes where you attach the pigtails. Now we have a front hair piece right here. Okay, now we have the faceplate. Now we get 3 faceplates here, and they're all numbered here. So you can see there's a 1 right here. So this is the number 1 faceplate. And then here's the other part of the head. So we'll go ahead and put this back. Now, you can always remove the head for your Nendoroid like this. Just do it carefully. And there we go. So then it goes just back in, just like this. And I always do a motion like that whenever I'm putting the head back on. So there's that. I'll go ahead and put these back on. So now next we can go to the arms. So the arms have 2 parts. I'm going to go ahead and take the arm out like this. Now there's the upper part of the arm, and then there's the forearm right here. They come apart like that. And then you have the hand. And you can do that with both arms. Here's the other one so that you guys can see. The arms that came default on the figure are the fists. They look the same, so if you have issues telling which one's the right or the left, just look at the thumbs. Now, if you turn it around, you can see this backpack does not come off. At least I don't think it does. And we have the hole here so that you can plug this backpack into the stand. Now, Marnie's skirt is interchangeable too, so that way you can use the skirt that they give you for the Pokeball throwing pose. So you take it apart like that, and then the skirt comes out like this. Again, I used to use this motion to... This one's a little tougher, so... You can take out... You have the... This is the joint. And then the legs. The right leg does not... both legs will come out, but you don't really need to take the right leg off at all. The left leg is the one that you will be taking out to use the Pokeball throwing pose, and it just comes out like this. And all you have to do is just plug it back in like that. Now when you're going to put the skirt back on, you just look for the arrow right here. Then you can put it back. And again, this one's a little tougher, so you just have to kind of wiggle it when you're putting it back so that it'll go through the hole. Then you can put the figure back together just like this. Let me put the pigtails back on. And there we go. So that is the Nendoroid figure. Let's go over all the little pieces. So first we have this one. This is the stand. This is where you'll stand the figure and you can do different poses on it. This is the arm. You always set it up like this. And you can adjust it as you need. Now what I normally like to do is I normally like to arrange the arm before I start really putting accessories on the figure. That way, because I've noticed that whenever I start taking apart pieces while it's on here, it'll always just come apart and I drop the whole thing. So we have an extra hinge here, or an extra joint in case you need it. Now we can go on to the faceplates. This is the faceplate number 2. This is the smiling faceplate. We have faceplate number 3. This one is the eyes closed. The next one is the skirt that I was telling you about for the Pokeball throw. Now here is the section where the leg will go. Otherwise, it's just the same as the other one. One thing to point out is there is a shrink-resistant joint here. You take this out whenever you're going to attach it to the figure, but if you're not using it, they recommend that you put it back. So that way it doesn't start, the hole here doesn't start closing up. This is the other leg that you get for the Pokeball throwing pose, and it has a similar thing. It has an a shrink-resistant joint here, so that way you can keep that there for when you're not using that particular part. And this will fit into the other leg, so if you decide that you want to put the Pokeball throwing leg on there for longer, then you can put this joint into the regular leg. Now, we have this set of arms. So these are the arms with the fingers pointing. And this is the left, and this one is the right. And remember, if you have trouble telling, you can always look at the thumbs and which way they are facing. So these are the forearms. So if you're going to use these arms, then you would use the upper arms that we saw in the figure already. Next, we have the hands. Now, these hands are special. This one's the left, this one's the right, and again, same thing with the thumbs if you have trouble telling the difference. They have pegs on each hand, on the palm, and these are to fit Morpeko on them. Now, this is different because this isn't an upper and lower piece. This is all one piece. So it's an entire arm. Next, we have the Pokeball hand. This figure comes with a Dusk Ball. Just like with the other Nendoroids, you can take the Pokeball off. So it comes off. And then you just put the Pokeball back on. Just like that, see? And there you go. And you can replace this hand with pretty much any of the other hands on the figure. Oh, that reminds me. This one you could replace the hands. So on the arms where you have the one long piece, you can always replace the hands. So there we go. Then, for the Pokemon, we have Morpeko. And the Morpeko can stand up on its own, so that you don't have to worry about. You don't have to make room on the stand or anything. That's the first one. That's the full belly mode. And here's the Hangry mode. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive that they were talking about on the box. And it's the same thing. It has the same connections in the bottom. And it can also stand up on its own. See? Well, those are all the pieces for our figure. So what I will go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and have some fun and create some poses for the Marnie Nendoroid figure. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, now for the poses. This is the first pose. I'll call it the basic pose. I just did this one just so that I can show you guys how the figure looks like when it's standing up with Morpeko. Let's go on to the next one. This one is Marnie's Ready to Battle pose. I swapped out Morpeko to give the Hangry mode some screen time, and I turned Marnie a little bit for a more dynamic pose and busted out the Pokeball hand. Okay, this is a smiling pose. Out of the 3 face plates, I do like this one the best. I personally like it when the characters are smiling rather than just being neutral, so I wanted to get this pose in. For this one, she's using her hands to make a smile. This is one of the poses on the box. I'm not sure why this is a thing. I don't remember seeing her do this in Sword and Shield at all. I did see her do it in Pokémon Masters once. Unless she does it all the time in the anime. Anyways, here it is. This one is Marnie formulating a battle strategy. This pose uses the 3rd face plate and one of the alternate arms. So do you think she's going to win? This one is the Pokeball pitching pose. She's getting ready to throw the Dusk Ball at about 98 miles per hour. This is the reason why we get the alternate leg and skirt with this figure. This is the pose that they want you to do. So here it is. This is Marnie holding Morpeko. This is why they give you the straight arms with the hands with pegs on the palms. They fit right into both Morpeko's feet to make this pose. Alright, now we're getting into my poses. I'm a wrestling fan through and through, so this was inevitable. The hands they gave us for her first sing the smile pose is perfect for the yes chant. So here it is, Marnie's officially a fan. And it actually looks like Morpeko's doing it as well when you look at both of them together. This is Marnie doing the elbow drop from the top rope, just like the Macho Man Randy Savage. I know it's silly, but come on, I couldn't resist. Alright, the final pose. I'm seeing double here, 4 Morpekos. This pose is a little hard to do because you need to turn the hands outward a little bit and balance the 2 Morpekos just right. Well, that's it for the Marnie Nendoroid figure. I hope you guys had a lot of fun looking at this figure with me and going through all the poses. Now, I love this figure. I think this figure has a lot more possibilities than the other figures I've had in the past with all the extra parts. Now, a pointer. Be careful with the alternate leg. The ball joint attaching the leg to the body is weaker at the base, so it can be hard to remove the ball from the leg. I had to use needle nose pliers to do that. And if you do that, be very careful that you don't damage the joint. It makes me wish that they would have just included a ball joint with each leg instead of the shrink-resistant plug that we'd have to take in and out. Anyways, what do you guys think of this figure? How do you think it compares to the other Nendoroids? Let me know in the comments section below. If you're interested in this figure, I'll put a link to Pokemon Center in the description. At the time of filming, it is going for $58.99. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Once again, happy Pokemon Day. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, rate, subscribe, and don't stop playing.